Hello, this is Leala, and I have moved into the second half of the Cousin Avec, which is July through December. I have it in this Moterm A5 Plus cover in the white. I have it set up with a red, white, and blue theme for the month of July. I have decided I am only going to be theming this planner from this point forward. It's pretty easy to plan a theme in this one. It's fun to do, and it really isn't very time consuming. So rather than do my executive planner and my task management planner and my intentional planner all with the same theme, I'm going to keep the others consistent with one theme for the whole year, and this is the one I'm going to switch out every month for fun. So in the pockets here, we'll start with this one because I have in here an extra pen loop that I made using the cardstock that came from this Midori cover. And this is just scrapbook paper I put in here after I pulled this hard cardstock out. I ordered these off of Amazon. They just had a sticky back to them. I peeled that off and mounted it onto this card. And then this is just on here with double stick tape just to give it a little bit of decor as it sits in this pocket. And because that's on with double stick tape, I'll be able to switch it out. And anytime I use a theme that has red, I can put that right in there. In these pockets over here, I just have paper. I got this from the Target dollar spot area. It's nice. I can just make notes. I can hand them off to somebody. If I'm making a phone call, I could jot those things down there. I can paper punch it, and then I can stick it in my executive planner or just toss it. So it's nice to have pieces of paper like this, and this little pocket, this slip pocket, is perfect for that. In this one, I often like to keep these I got from the Dollar Tree, and they are just the theme for red, white, and blue, and I just paper punch them to go into my executive planner using the classic Franklin paper punch that I have. In these pockets, this is just one of these pieces of paper, just cut, laminated. I put some stars on on the same stars just to have it pop out, but these are just Post-its. And so it's nice to be able to keep those in there. Love having this ollie clip love to have these that match the theme because it's real easy to just pop it on here and throw a little note on there. They're so strong, which is really nice. So that works out really well there. This one is a fabric sticker that I just have mounted on acetate. Then I mounted it to another one of these pieces of paper that I cut off, and then I just have sticky notes on the back of that as well, which is really nice to be able to have those. These are just small sticky notes that are nice for being able to put on another page, and these are page flags that are the translucent. You can't really write on these very well, so what I use these for is just to flag a page in my planner that I need to take some action on. So that's how I use that, and then just, again, theming the paper. Inside, I have one of those Target, you get them in that dollar spot area around back to school time. They're these label pockets that teachers often use, and then I just have a piece of that laminated matching kind of scrapbook paper, and I just put sticky notes on there that are in a graph form, which makes it real easy to just sketch something out. So I like having those. Using more scrap paper, the Hobonichi uses Tomo River paper, which is like a Bible quality paper, pretty thin. If I don't have a writing board behind it, I tend to press hard when I write. This helps the paper from getting bubbly from my writing. So that's all this is, just scrapbook paper that just came from the same book that I pulled this themed paper from. Like to stick it behind this pocket. Love this pocket because this is on here with double stick tape, and I just peel it off and I move it from planner to planner, and I have another one on this side, which is really nice. I'll show you what I do with this later. Just again, more of these pieces of paper, but these aren't punched. Here I have some sticky notes just to do a real quick to-do list. These are really nice for even giving to my husband or my daughter. And just threw that on to cover up where it has the Hobonichi. The Hobonichi comes with these months. Now, this is something cool that I do. I ordered these from Arabia, and I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. But because this has July through December, this was going to be, and I can cover this up. Doesn't bother me, but I could. If it bothered you, you could. It did have January through June for 2022. But I like to use one of these as an index of what's in my pages, and the other one of these I like to use for dates that are important for that month. So I use 2 kits. I use the January through June and the first January through June Avec, and when I buy the 2 kits. Now, when I did that before, I made one all pink and one all gray. This time I thought, I'm gonna mix it up. I think I like the all pink and all gray because it makes it real easy to visually see which is my index and which are my important dates, but that's okay. There's the month. These are the things that I will decorate each month only because they don't put the month on here. They put the number, and that makes it real easy for me to just see which month am I in. And then I just keep track of important information on this page, and that's it. And I'll be decorating all of these through the rest of the year. Each weekend, I'll just do 1 or 2 of them. Then when I go to the weekly pages, because this planner has monthly, weekly, and daily pages, when I go to the weekly, this is what makes this my absolute favorite planner. And this is how I use it for intentional planning. It's really for personal growth and development in an intentional kind of way. So this is where I track what kind of day did I have using a coding that is actually on my tracker, which I was going to show you later, but I'll just show you here. I use this key. If it's green, then the day was focused, calm, joyful, or productive. If it's yellow, I had a distracted, anxious, stressed, or overwhelmed day. If it's pink, the day was frustrating, irritating, or I was angry. And then if it's blue, I was unmotivated, sad, disappointed, tired, or ill. And then in the journal piece of this, I could give a little bit more information about that. Or I now am giving myself a little bit of extra room here that I could write that there. Because I was finding if I waited, I couldn't remember why I felt that particular way. I like to put the week up here. I like to put a focus for the week. So my focus for this week, since I just moved into this the 5th of July, was to really set this intentional planner up. This is going to be my focus again for this upcoming week because I still have some things in like the calendars that I need to get set up and ready to go. I started a couple of months ago putting Habit to Embrace up there, and one of the things I'm really focusing on is self-care. So it was nice to see that's really a priority for me. The index would be indexing anything in the journal for this particular month or any important information I need to pull from something else that would go along with this. Then I have this week was successful when I just set some mini little goals for helping me do that. And then what strategies can I use to make this possible? Then I look at these different areas, and I started doing this by the day of the week. Now this isn't written in stone. I can change this if I want, but Monday is my 12-week year and planning out the week for Plan to Enjoy Life. Tuesday is listening or learning, either reading or listening to podcasts. Then I like to read or research different things. Like last week, I was researching skincare. This week, I'm researching when I had my endoscopy on Friday. Apparently, my stomach doesn't empty like it should. Probably too much information for you. So this coming week, I want to research what that is and what that all means. Processing and writing. I've been doing a lot of writing with the planning retreat that we're doing, and I also need to go into our group and I need to finish up the last part of Life Matters. So I actually put that on here a couple of times to get it done. And then, but it didn't get done, and it didn't get done for a multitude of reasons, but I'll just keep moving it until I do. Life management, I still need to do my June review in the January to June. This really helps because all the information is right there, so it makes it real easy. Then creative work to do on Saturday, and on Sunday, strategic planning. Then down here, these are the areas that I really want to focus on as well for my personal development. So these are the days of week that I want to be productive and make things happen. These I can do at any time, but they're sort of like forward planning or advanced planning, goal setting, however you want to look at it. Renewal, what do I want to make sure I carve out this week for renewal? Self-care, I have a to be in my executive planner, and this week I wanted to focus on be well and really focus on my health and wellness goals for my 12-week year. My faith walk, and these things also go along with my snapshot, which I'll explain. Projects, home front, I knew I wasn't going to have any time to work on some home front projects that I had, so I left that open. Community, things that I need to get done there or want to, and then errands that I have to run. Then down here, these are my GLAD wins. GLAD is an acronym for G for grateful, L for learning or leaning in, A for accomplishment or something I appreciate, and then D for making a difference for others or something I delight in. And so then at the end of the week, I circle the top one in each one of those areas. So I'm grateful that I'm healthy, and I leaned into my mission statement because of the planning retreat. I recorded my vision for the 12-week year, and I had such a fun evening with my grandchildren when my daughter and her husband celebrated their 10th wedding anniversary. Overall, this week was, and I just give a little summary of that, and then improvements that I want to make moving forward. Down along the bottom, I keep my 12-week year scores. This is my snapshot, and this is where I very subjectively just say, how did my week go on a scale of 1 to, would be 10, but I never give myself a 10. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how did my week go? If it's up here at a 9, it was really pretty good. And then I just focus on those life areas that when we were looking at the planning retreat, what are those important life areas to you? These were my important life areas. Then what I would do is just take this and move it over. It's just one of those Post-it brands, and I just move it over to the next week. And now this is what it looks like before I do my planning in it. And after my weekly accountability meeting tonight, I will fill this in for this week. So, and that would be what I'm working on right now is plan. All right, so let me move forward here to the month of July. Every one of the months, this I did in January to June, and oh my goodness, I just absolutely love it. This is my dashboard for every month, and I am going to be doing this for each and every month in exactly the same way. I've already penciled it in. Now I just need to put in that month's decor for that particular theme that I want to use. So this is the dashboard for pre-planning for the month of July. This is quick notes, so I put some sticky notes on here and I can peel them off and move them wherever I want. This is my index for the month of July, and it will be interesting to see what happens with this because it used to have my day task planning on it, and now it no longer has that because I moved that into my Versa here. Then I have my July in review, my goals for July, and projects that I want to focus on for July. Interestingly, I had pulled these out of one month thinking I didn't need them, and then I found out, oh my goodness, I really miss not having them, so I threw them back in again. Then I have my focus page. What am I focused on for the month of July? Obviously, the planning retreat is my primary focus. Agile results right underneath that. Then I have what's working, what's not working, what do I want to say yes to and no to in July, and then any changes to make or ideas that pop up. This is pretty much related to planning and what do I really want to focus on. I took out the mind sweep and decided, nope, I really like having that in there. And so I returned that. And then this is where I'll start journaling. And I'll journal my snapshot. I'll journal my 12-week year scores. How did I get those? I'll journal about these days of the week and what I accomplished. I'll journal about my glad wins, just anything that I really want to remember and focus on and reference in the future for that. And these are my top glad wins for that week. And then this again is just one of those, all it is just a Post-it brand tab. And I just did a theme sticker on it. Then I go back here, and when I go back here, this is what I was talking about with that tracker that I have. And so I would, when I get to the end of the month, what I would do, because I can't, you know, when you get to this part of the fold like this, it's hard to see what these are. And so that is how I actually use this. And so I take this and all I do is line it up with the day of the week and the day of the month. And now I can just track right along there and check off anything, which I absolutely love. At the end of the month, I like to reflect on these particular questions that I have down here. How am I living my most extraordinary life? How am I becoming the most extraordinary person I can become? What steps have I taken to care for my health, contentment, growth, and appearance? What accomplishments have I made with my goals, habits, routines, actions, and tracking? What am I learning, and how have I grown closer to God? Now, in the month of July, for the One Book July, they're looking at habits and routines, and I do this every month, and then I save these. What I love most about this one, too, is, oops, sorry about that, but what I love most about this is I have my roles and goals on this side. Let me see if I can get that in camera a little bit better for you. I have my roles and goals on this side, and we are going to be looking at doing something similar to this. We've already done a little bit of it, but maybe incorporating it into your planner as part of the planner retreat. And then I like to do my to be, and this is where I have to be present, to be content, to be kind, to be grateful, to be brave, to be well, and to be mindful. And so I really just love that. So that is one of the ways that I track my habits and areas where I really want to grow. And I'll show you another way that I do that in this Versa, and that is with this particular tracker. Now, I used to keep this in my intentional planner when I did task management in my intentional planner, but I don't do task management in there anymore. Now I actually do it in here using these Franklin inserts, and I am loving this change that I made to my system. But this tracking is super important to me for reducing decision fatigue. And so this is how I track those things. And I just put a little check mark there. I'll put a star, I'll put a little note. I can put anything on here that I really want to be able to do that. I can add things with this particular tracker. Also, if you go into the files for Plan to Enjoy Life, you'll actually find a generic form of this that's open that you can go in and create one of these on your own if you like. And because I'm using it in this Versa, I paper punched it so that I could actually pop it into these compact rings. On this side, I do the 12-week year, so these are my goals that I want to accomplish, and my goals are pretty much related to establishing some habits, which also fits with One Book July. And then weekly, I like to reflect on these particular questions. What is my why? So I stay focused in those. Did I review my vision? Actually recorded my vision, so I just play it and then I check off that I did review what my compelling vision is so that I can accomplish these goals. How successfully did I move toward each goal that week? What did I learn? What are my biggest lessons that I learned this week? Did I accomplish what I planned to accomplish? One way I can improve my productivity and self-discipline is, what impact or difference did I make this week? What impacted me? How would I describe my day? How would I describe it? Or why would I describe it this way? So these are those things that I will put in my intentional planner in the journal. Then on the inside of this, I have habits that are outside of my routines that I want to track. It could be something as simple as me putting my cup in the dishwasher if I weren't doing that. That's just kind of silly. Taking all my clothes out of the laundry room and not leaving them in there because it drives my husband crazy. This one is health and wellness routine. Did I shower in the morning, the evening, or both? When was the last time I colored or cut my hair? I can check that off and then mark it into my monthly calendar here or tracker. My miracle morning, just for 6 minutes, giving a minute to each one of those. The performance and focus block, that is when we looked at my intentional planner, and every day I was either listening or learning or reading a research process or writing. Those I would make a list of what those things are right here. Inboxes to process. Obviously, I'm not going to be processing all of these every week, so I pick which 2 am I going to focus on that particular week. And then that's it. And that is how I use this particular tracker, which is awesome. Been using this for, gosh, decades. And I just keep revising it. I just absolutely love it. Then in the very back here, I keep one of these Hobonichi books and just the little thin notebooks that I use like a commonplace. And then this is something I do learn, do, become. And this trigger list was on their website for me. And so now I can just keep that open. And when I am working with my intentional plans for the week, makes it real easy to just use this as an idea starter for what I have right here. I don't need anything bigger than that. And then again, just using that as a commonplace. This is my intentional planner. So I created this intentional planning guide when I was just kind of mapping out how do I want to use this. And because we're doing the planning retreat for Plan to Enjoy Life, actually created this booklet that I can use for that, which I love. And then I just have more of those sheets in the back. And then this stencil that I use for my snapshot. I love to keep a piece of sticky paper on here, and then when I'm using it, it's so easy to just blot, which is really nice. So that is it. This is my intentional planner, and it is my absolute favorite planner. And because we're at 23 minutes, I'll stop here. But on another day, I will take you on a walk through and show you how these 2 pieces all work together with this Versa and the Stalogy and full back pocket in this Versa. Love this thing because when I'm on the go, I can just pop this baby out of here. Oh, it probably helps if I'm not holding on to it. I could just pop this out of here and look at this. This little thing can just drop into any handbag and off I go, which I just absolutely love. So, oh, and my autofocus notebook is back there, which is awesome. So this is now just for task management only. And this is for personal growth and development and moving forward on the goals and what do I want to accomplish in life. And so that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I also hope you have a really great day.